Alright, so hi guys, uh, User Toolbox. So I had the task to assign cleanability to a lot of assets on a few scenes. So, adding the component and finding it here, basically 2 components per mesh, that's a lot of clicking and typing. And I'm lazy, I don't want to do that. So I decided to spend this time on automating the task using User Toolbox that Tim showed a long time ago. So this is how it works. You have to make a User Toolbox Command Blueprint. And then it's just another blueprint, just some settings here for the User Toolbox to read. And for adding components, I'm grabbing selected actors, filtering by static mesh to make sure I'm adding it to meshes, not anything else. And I had to use a sub-object data system for this because there was a node to add components, but it didn't really work. It was adding components only like on this scene, on the open scene. They weren't assigned to mesh really, because when I reloaded the scene, they were gone. So they were working, but they didn't show in the details view. And they were gone every time you reloaded the scene. So I found one solution using sub-object data subsystem. So I'm not entirely sure how it works. But here I'm gathering data for the object and adding grabbing components that I need, which is interactive component and cleanable, and then adding them to the object basically on the scene. So pretty simple stuff. And this blueprint executes in the viewport. So it shouldn't impact gameplay in any way. It's just a dev tool. So as you can see, nothing here, just a static mesh. But when I click the make cleanable, it adds interactive component and the component Ahmed made to make it cleanable. And it works, and it saves. So I've reduced amount of clicking from like 3 clicks to 1. Big improvement. And to add new tool to User Toolbox, let's make a quick tutorial. Basically, just add new User Toolbox Command Blueprint. Let's leave it empty for now. Test. Now, oops. Bring it back. Now, when I open the settings for User Toolbox, which brings up another window, this should be here somewhere. Maybe I need to reopen this. Yes, there is this. So we have a new tool, just basically you can make new folders, sections here. Let's put it into little tracker, just drag it, and it's here. And it stays here, so you don't have to like add it every time you open the engine. But as far as I'm aware, it stays only for you. So when you upload this new blueprint, people will need to drag it onto User Toolbox themselves. It's just adds it to the command list.
That can't possibly be right because you've got all of the same
Really?
tab sections that I put in there, right? So
Okay. So
yeah, so it's not per user, no. Yeah,
okay, so then it saves for everyone. That's good
yeah.
to know. Uh, so yeah, pretty simple stuff. And for ease of use, I've also added a second one. It's very addictive to remove those components when I don't want to something to be cleanable when something changes or just made a mistake. It's very easy. For some reason, it remembers that something was here and adds numbers to it, but it shouldn't be an issue. At least not immediately. So this one is also quite simple, just gathering the data, filtering by object, and removing the sub-object. Yeah, those components on the mesh are sub-objects. So I need to find them and delete them, and just go through and delete things that it finds. So that's very simple. It helps a lot to quicken the workflow. As you can see, I believe even you can select multiple meshes, and all of them got cleanable components. So you don't have to go through everything manually. For some reason, remove cleanable didn't work for all, but it seems it works now. So that will be a mystery.
Hang on, it didn't work previously.
Yes, it didn't
Uh,
work, but I don't know, maybe uh,
yeah, I
not sure
think
why.
I fixed both of the commands. There was
Oh, okay.
yeah, there were a few little funny things in there,
All right.
and yeah, I think yeah the remove cleanable would maybe it was only working on the first one rather than getting all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the problem. So we edited them.
yeah.
All right, nice.
There's another cool thing here, which is something that I only just discovered. If you close this blueprint, hang
Mm-hmm.
on, and if you close the little tracker toolbox at the top, yeah, and then down the bottom, beside the output log command, and then there's little tracker toolbox.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know about this one, but I think that one is persistent. So unlike the little tracker toolbox, like that floating window, um, this one, yeah, it's just always there.
nice. That's great to know. Yeah, so a neat little tool to
Yeah,
help
that's
with
really nice.
tasks.
And I was just thinking,
Mhm.
I can't remember. I saw a tool. I remember Tim had showed a tool previously, where from some 0 point wherever you decided zero was, you could choose a radius and then a actor type or object type, and then you could tell it to select all objects. Round actor, yes. I was
Yeah.
just thinking, those seem like probably complementary things. Like you could do the around actor and then assign cleanable or remove cleanable, and so you could use multiple user toolbox actions in combination. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they don't uh, interdict each other.
Yeah,
Should all work nicely.
that's really nice. Okay, and then something I was thinking about was with the toolbox command blueprint. And I don't know if you've experimented with this, and then Tim, maybe you've thought about this as well, is what the best process is for organizing toolbox actions. So at the moment, if you open up the content drawer, it seems
Hmm.
that you created a blueprint, toolbox command blueprint per singular action, but if you open it,
Yes.
I think you have the capacity to add multiple actions within a single command blueprint. Now, maybe the reason for the name command blueprint is indicative of probably only having one, but what happens if you add a second event here or a function?
Okay, let's copy.
Well, so hang on, because it's got the command function is like it's like the
Oh, it's a
interface.
single input.
Yeah, so
Okay.
event command. It's not just like an arbitrary
Okay, I see.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Hmm.
this is a user toolbox based blueprint, and we've overridden the
Yeah.
command
Yeah.
function method event thing. Yeah.
Okay. So that
So
answers that.
only singular command
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
I mean,
But-
it probably makes
Hmm.
it a bit easier to manage if you have commands per like file and then one button per file command.
Yeah, and these things can be defined in Blueprint or C++. The both of them are like they're almost identical. There's no real benefit to doing it in one over the other than I guess probably the C++ one's going to be faster.
Yeah,
but
but
you can define multiple commands in one file that way as well, and you can kind of reuse bits utilities that you make. I guess you can also do that with Blueprint.
Yeah, but that's the advantage of this being basically a dev tool, only executed in viewport. So we don't really care about performance here because it doesn't have to like run when the game is on. You just click,
Right.
something happens, and that's done.
Yeah. And the user
milliseconds
toolbox,
will
that's
do that.
intended for nothing related to the content browsers and assets. So this is all for sort of objects in the world.
As far as I know, it's just the tools
Yeah.
to use on like the scene
Yeah. Cool.
and a bit of editor things. Yeah.
And if you can open the user toolbox settings again.
Mhm.
Oh, the asset. Sorry. Yeah. Great.
The assets.
Oh, the UTBT selection.
A UTBT selection.
Yeah,
Okay.
my words mixed up. Okay, tab sections. So that's how you add the sections. You can reorder them. That's nice.
Yep.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, can you reorder the position of those as well? Yep.
Doesn't seem like it actually. Oh yeah, you can. It's just a bit wonky.
Okay. And then command list. Now command list. Okay, so that's just displaying all of the toolbox commands it's found in the project, right? Now, okay, and then
Yes.
okay, and so separate by category. In your case, they're all in the default category, which is why they're showing there. And then that's just to make it for easy filtering. Okay. And then
Yep.
if you look at tab details, yeah, click on
Where?
yeah, back in the
Mhm.
and then to the left of command list. What's that?
So those checkboxes control how the toolbox displays. So the Windows menu one is the one that you were using before. So that sort of opens that floating tab. The is visible in drawer is the thing down the bottom. Sorry, I've got my child here being a nuisance. And hey, hang on.
Should be visible. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can also override how the buttons appear. So there's like that. The buttons, the commands themselves can be overridden, and the toolbar, the toolbox can be overridden as its own widget.
Yeah, UI override.
So I played around with it. It is a little limited, but with the UMG, like that when you override it, I think you can execute like command, or it's like command.execute or something, and you can have a button that you generate a button and you hook up the click and you tell it to execute the command and it'll execute the command. Hang on.
Compat tooltip. That's great. Can you
Seems
expand
like
keyboard
seamless.
shortcut?
Keyboard shortcut, yeah.
Okay. That's a nice feature too.
Oh yeah. Very nice. It's even default shortcuts for different consoles. Oh yeah.
Using it in your VR. Oh man. This that reminds me of there's a string of keyboards where you do chorded characters, I think is what its reference as. There's keyboards with only 4 keys, but they're omnidirectional. And depending on the direction that you press the button, you type in chords instead of singular characters.
Huh. Yes, the Touch 9, my favorite shortcut. But
Cool. All right, Alex Krylvuk, any cues?
any questions?
No.
This is great. So it's nice
Awesome.
'cause
Awesome.
it's clear to me how this is different from asset and actor action utilities, because they are, of course, their own sort of editor utilities that you can use. And so the asset action utilities gives us a way to create or editor tooling around things in the content browser itself. And then the actor utilities, if I'm not mistaken, for the user toolbox, these do not show up. Like if you were to right click on an actor inside the world, these do not show up in the context menu.
No.
Correct. Which is so that's the value of the actor action utility, is you do get it added to the context menu. You can scope it to certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, the great thing about this tool is that I was able to, without pretty much any experience with blueprints, just get into this and put a tool that was needed for me specifically.
Yes,
Then have to like waste time of any programmers to do it. Just it's a very specific thing. I was able to do it here, and it works.
Yeah, I was happy to hear you came into the
Yeah,
meeting
that's
and
awesome,
said,
man.
"Fuck it, I made
Yeah.
a tool."
Yeah, really impressive. Yeah.
I was very proud of myself.
Thank you, brother. Sammy.
All right.
Right.
Oh no,
Sorry.
I missed it. No.